G'day guys and girls, welcome to the 2020 Club Marine East Gippsland Bream Classic from Meetung. We've got 36 teams in the field this weekend, 37 actually, and it looks like it's going to be a great weekend. Thanks to everyone for coming out and supporting it in these crazy times. We're going to get stuck into the briefing. If you've got any questions at the end, feel free to give me a call and I'll be able to help you or text. Okay, let's get stuck into this briefing. Let's have a look at the venue, the Gippsland Lakes. Now, this weekend we're doing things a little bit differently. We're opening up the system. We've got 7 different launch locations. So the check-in will be from 5 a.m. at Shaving Point. So everyone will need to come to Shaving Point from 5 a.m. And there'll be a drive-by check-in unless you're launching your boat and leaving from Shaving Point. The options for you guys to fish on the weekend is you can launch at Lakes Entrance Ramp, which is the ramp there just over the bridge as you're heading to Lakes Entrance. I think it's the Marine Parade ramp. Obviously, Shaving Point, you can head off from Meetung. You can head off from the Tambo River. That's the Tambo ramp there. You can head off from the Nicholson boat ramp, which is there. You can head off from the Mitchell boat ramp, which is there. Paynesville or Holland's Landing. Now, depending on where you launch will depend on what time you've got to be able to check in, which we're going to go through. Before we do that, let's look at speed limits. So all of the rivers, make sure that you obey those 5-knot zones. So all of the rivers, any of the close marinas, any areas that's designated 5 knots, make sure we're doing that. Okay, let's move right on. Okay, bit of information to get through. So how's it going to work? So Saturday morning, tomorrow morning, 5 a.m, I'll be at Shaving Point, and you guys from 5 a.m. anytime can drive past and we'll do an on-trailer check-in. Once I've checked you in, you can then drive off to any one of those 7 locations and get ready, head to those locations. Once you're there, you can launch your boat, and once you've launched, you'll need to wait until 7 a.m. At 7 a.m, we'll have a rolling start, and whoever is the lowest placed team in that group from each ramp will call off the teams. From 2 p.m. to 4 o'clock is basically our weigh-in. So what will happen is, if you trailer to a location, you must check in on the road by the time listed below. We'll be doing drive-by check-ins at the Meetung Yacht Club, which I'll show you in a minute. Now, let's have a look at some of these times. So, if you're launching at Holland's Landing, you have till 2:45 to get back to Meetung for your check-in on the road. Paynesville, it's about a 40-minute drive. You have till 2:30. Mitchell, you also have till 2:30. If you launch at the Nicholson or launch at Lakes Entrance, you have till 2:15 to get back to check in. If you launch at the Tambo, you have till 2:10 to check in. If you launch at Shaving Point in the morning and you headed off from there, you will have a key tag check-in at 2 p.m. on the water at Meetung. Now, if you decide to launch your boat at, say, Paynesville, and then decide to fish your way back to Meetung and check in on the water, you have till 2 p.m. to do that. So you've got to make sure that if you are going to launch somewhere else and make your way back to Meetung, you are back by 2 p.m. If you launch and then retrieve your boat at that different ramp, you have till the designated times here. Now, once the weigh-in is finished, by 5 p.m. on Saturday, I want all teams to message me on my number, which is there, with your team name and what ramp you'll launch from on Sunday, because you can change. So you can launch one ramp on Saturday, you can change your location for the Sunday. Again, if any questions, please let me know. Moving right along. Okay, so Sunday, exactly the same thing. 5 a.m, I'll be at Shaving Point doing on-trailer check-ins, unless you're actually launching at Shaving Point. You'll then drive off to your destination. You'll wait till 7 a.m, and there'll be a rolling start down the leaderboard. Whoever is the lowest placed team in that grouping will call off the boats. From 2 p.m. till 2:45 will be our key tag check-ins, depending on where you're actually launching. If you're gonna check in on water, it's 2 o'clock, and then the different locations you can have a look there. So that's basically how we do it. If I just quickly go back and show you what we'll do with the check-in. So obviously, Meetung Pub's here. The yacht club is down here. So basically what will happen is as you're driving into Meetung, you see that there, you'll turn into the yacht club entrance and you'll line up here. We'll have a Vic Bream rep here taking key tags. And what we'll actually do is we'll be holding boats here until I call you through so that we don't jam-pack Meetung. Similar to what we do at the Hopkins River, might let 4 boats through at a time. If you're lined up, feel free to jump out and walk up and give Tim your key tag so it's easier for him. But we'll be lining up there, heading off. Once you head off from there, you'll come into Meetung. You'll turn left down into the Meetung pub area. You'll pull up and grab your fish. One member will come across. Now the weighing will be a bit different. We've got 5 different bump tubs so that we can have just one angler standing with their fish in each different bump tub, and they will be 2 meters apart so that we can have that social distancing. Once you weigh in and release your fish, I'll get you to bring back your weigh bag. Once you've handed your weigh bag off, hopefully you've got that hand sanitizer, you can clean your hands, jump in your car, and then you can move off. So we won't have the need for everyone to be milling around the bump tub. There will be 5 individual tubs that you can use, so that's really, really good. And then, once you've released your fish, you weighed in, you can move away. So that's how that's going to work. Now, again, on the Sunday will be the same process. Once we've done all the weighing, we'll have our presentation. Presentations are, we've got the Sunline Best Bag for the biggest bag for the weekend, the JML Angler Alliance Big Bream for the biggest bream landed for the weekend, presentation of the Hurricane Monster Mover Prize. We've got the Shimano Junior Angler Prize this weekend. Because we've got 2 junior anglers in the field, we thought we'd do a bit of a comp between those 2. So the highest placed junior will get the first of the Shimano Junior prizes for the year. Presentation of the top 10 with our overall winners, first, second and third. First gets $22.50, second $13.50 and third $900 based on 36 paid up entries. Now the random draw prizes that we normally do at the briefing, I'll be drawing them Saturday afternoon after the weigh-in, so it'll be on the live stream. You'll be able to see if you win. And then if you win one of those random draw prizes, you can come to the pub on Saturday afternoon and collect them. All right, let's move on. Rules and regs. So we know these rules. 7 till 2 is your fishing time, not before or after. You must ensure that you've all got your Victorian fishing licence and your boat operator has the appropriate boating licence. Teams must obey all posted speed limits while they're fishing. Now, once you've launched, this is really important, once you've launched at that designated launching ramp you chose, you cannot retrieve your boat and move to another location and launch and start fishing again. So basically, once you're on the water, once 7 o'clock hits, you are on the water till 2. You can go anywhere in the Gippsland Lakes you like, but it's all on water. So you won't be moving around via road. So pick that spot, launch at that spot, and that will be where you launch for that session. And obviously you can change each day, so you can launch from a different location on Saturday and Sunday. It's the team's responsibility. Make sure that the boat driver obeys the 0.05 blood alcohol limits. Each team is looking for 5 bream on lures, flies or soft plastics. It's a 29 tip tournament, so 29 to the tip of the tail. Centimetres is what we're looking for. Make sure your live wells are a minimum 60 litres and they have water circulation or aeration. You can only use your hard body, soft plastics or flies, as I've said, and you can only actively fish 1 rod at a time. So make sure you obey that one. With your PFDs, if you're in a boat under 4.8 metres, you have to wear your PFD at all times. If you are in a boat over 4.8, you can take your PFD off when you stop that outboard motor. But the minute the outboard motor's on, PFDs must be on. All anglers are Anglers are not permitted to leave contact with their boat when they're fighting fish. So if you're observed away from your boat landing a fish, that fish will be removed from the day's bag. You must respect other teams' fishing space, remain a good castaway, and if any angler is in distress, it's a top priority that you give them immediate assistance if it's safe for you to do so. Teams that are late back after the 2 p.m, 2:10, 2:15, 2:30 or 2:45 key tag check-in, depending on the location you launch, will incur a 100 gram per minute penalty. Now, again, make sure if you're going to come back to Meetung on water, you need to be back by 2 p.m. If you're late back for 15 minutes or more, you'll be disqualified from that round. If you're caught breaking speed limits, you'll be disqualified from that round. And if you're booked by the police, you'll be disqualified from that round. Let's have a look at our team starting order. And as I said, we've got 37 teams in the field. And again, thanks to all those teams that have come on down to Meetung. Everyone's sort of forgotten about the bushfires, but you guys are doing a great thing coming down. Okay, number 1 is Samurai Rods, 2 Chemically Sharp, 3 Pioneer, 4 MPW, 5 Savage Trailers, 6 Don the Sash, 7 Berkeley, 8 Bream by Stealth, 9 Blackfin, 10 Eco Gear JML, 11 Just Winging It, 12 LL Allen Orbost Angler, 13 Tough Tackle, 14 Dyslexica's Carp, 15 Hurricane, 16 Hummingbird, 17 Barely Legal, 18 Snowy River Bait and Tackle, 19's Lowrance, 20 The Fanatics, 21 Procrastinators, 22 Meetung Hotel, 23 Mad, 24 Flat Rats, 25 Prop Shop Marine, 26 Smash Crabs, 27 Purple Patch, 28 Wobbly Mix, 29 Catchin, 30 Cranker, 31 Worm Burners, 32 EGM Revisited, 33 Caramello Koala Hunters, 34 Fishing.com.au, 35's Number One Ugly, 36 Wild Wing TXD, 37 is Atomic 89 Samurai Rods. So that is your starting order. And that brings us to the conclusion of the briefing. If you have any questions, feel free to text or call me on 0409 823 070. Now remember, if you haven't already, I need a rep from your team to text me the following. We need your team name, where you're launching on day 1, and a copy of each member's fishing licence and boat operator's licence. So again, we need those things. Thanks again, guys, for tuning in. The pub is open, the beers are cold, they are serving meals, so feel free to come down and have a meal and have a beer if you like. It's no pressure to do so, but we are here, and we look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow morning.